So if you're not already in this comfortable seated position, I invite you to come to what we call Sukhasana, just finding a place of ease. Maybe that's crisscross for you, maybe that's extending your legs out a little further, maybe that's just kind of relaxing where you're at. And perhaps gently letting your palms rest on top of your knees, maybe bringing your shoulders up to your ears, and then rolling them back and down. Perhaps doing that twice more, starting to kind of open up the chest, open up the breath, and then settling in a seated position with our tailbone grounded down into the mat. Lengthening the spine and drawing the crown of the head up towards the sky. And softening the facial muscles. Softening the shoulders down and away from the ears. Maybe closing the eyes if they're not already closed. Or just kind of gently letting your gaze settle somewhere in front of you. And taking a moment to just connect with where you're at. Connecting with your breath. Connecting with the sounds that are around us. I told my math students this week as I introduced myself that in my classroom I don't often ask for the right answer. I often ask them, what do you notice? We work on being problem solvers and thinkers. But sometimes in life we feel this pressure to do things, to get things right, to finish and accomplish. And through this practice of yoga, I've learned that while all of that might be necessary or helpful, that really it's this journey, this practice of first noticing. So I invite you to ask that same question right now. Just what do you notice? No judgment, just noticing. That might be noticing any physical sensations in your body this morning. Noticing the sounds. Maybe it's noticing the thought patterns right now. And I invite you for this time on our mat this morning to set aside any thoughts of judgment. We're going to set those aside, let them go. Thoughts of our to-do list or any worries of the past. Just going to set that all aside. Give the thinking mind a break. And if thoughts come up throughout our practice, which they might, just simply notice and then let it go. I invite you now to bring your chin down towards your chest and bringing palms together, thumbs towards the heart. Taking a nice deep inhale through the nose. Perhaps an open mouth, big exhale, release. A couple more times at your own pace, a deep inhale. Nice elongated exhale. then gently releasing the palms down on top of the knees. Maybe keeping chin down towards the chest as we flutter the eyes open. Giving that pause for the eyes to adjust to the light. And then when you're ready, we'll draw our gaze upward. Checking in once more for alignment. And maybe this time checking in with our core, engaging navel towards the spine. Sending that chest forward, opening the heart. And we'll begin with some gentle movements here, drawing the right ear down towards the right shoulder. Slowly bringing chin to chest. And then taking your time to roll the left ear to left shoulder. Maybe pausing at the side. And then we'll continue with these gentle neck rolls, just warming up. Maybe bringing that awareness back to your breath. Connecting first with yourself. Ready, we'll return to center here with head over heart and heart over hip. And then we'll draw that right ear down towards right shoulder once more. This time extending the right arm nice and long. Fingertips just gently dangling over the earth. And then rotating that right palm up towards the sky. Sending that hand up overhead, fingertips coming towards opposite ear, and just gently resting on top for a deeper stretch. And taking a cycle of breath here. Slowly releasing the hand and taking your time to return head to center. Notice how one side now feels compared to the other. Opposite side, we'll draw left ear to left shoulder. And this time extending the left arm out towards our side. Rotating that palm up towards the sky. And then when you're ready, sending the hand up overhead, fingertips coming towards the right ear. Hand just gently on top of the head for support as we feel a deeper stretch in the side of the neck. And taking a cycle of breath here. When you're ready, slowly releasing the hand and then gently releasing the neck. Notice how that feels. Just a subtle stretch can feel so good if we take that time. Maybe adding in any gentle movements if you'd like to add in a few more neck rolls. Perhaps a little yes and a little no, just side to side. And then when you're ready, we'll release the palms from the knees, bringing them behind us, fingertips facing forward for support. And we'll extend the legs. Option here if you'd like to have them nice and long in front of you, or bring the soles of the feet to the earth. We're just going to give those hip creases a break and take a gentle windshield wiper, just drawing the knees or drawing the feet to one side. And then slowly towards the other. So I like to teach them the style of what's called a slow flow class. I think for me, I got to a point in life where I was just kind of doing so much and thinking so much that I finally realized started doing that, I started feeling the benefits of slowing down. So as we move on our practice today, we're going to move slowly, but for a purpose of keeping ourselves connected, maintaining this awareness of how we're feeling. Then we can better make decisions of how to tend to ourselves, nurture. Do one more windshield wiper, and then we'll return to Sukhasana whenever you're ready. And this time extending both arms nice and long, creating a low V with the arms. Checking in again for alignment, engaging navel towards our spine, sitting up nice and tall and letting that energy rise to the top of the crown of the head. And then rotating palms up towards the sky, taking a nice big exhale to begin. And on the inhale, we'll send the arms out and up overhead. Maybe gaze to follow. Rotating those palms and then sending everything out and away on the exhale. We'll repeat that twice more. Rotating the palms, gathering in all this good, fresh energy. And then letting go of anything we no longer need. Once more, really reaching out, taking your time. And then opening and letting that go. Taking a pause as you return to that low V. We'll move from our core, just gently rotating our torso, arms to follow. Sending the right arm behind, left arm forward. Left palm coming to the knee. Right palm can rest behind and taking a gentle seated twist. Shining that heart towards the right corner of the mat. Maybe gazing over your back shoulder. Looking out at these beautiful prairie plants. For those of us who have been here for a few practices of yoga on the prairie, we have a lot of new things over the years. What a beautiful reminder that in life we're constantly having new things coming up. We're always evolving, always growing. Taking one more cycle of breath. Deep inhale through the nose and long exhale, release. Gently releasing the hands, the arms, and rotating through the torso. Opposite side. Right palm coming to left knee, and then left palm coming behind for support. Sitting up nice and tall. Maybe gently bringing our gaze over the back shoulder. Taking a moment to just listen to the sounds of nature. And then when you're ready, we'll gently release, opening the arms, extending them out, returning to center. We'll bring the palms on top of the knees and take a few rounds of seated cat and cow, gently rounding the back, drawing chin to chest and arching the back behind you. And then when you're ready, sending everything forward, letting that nose lead you, gaze coming up, opening the chest. Looking up at the sky, I'm thankful there's no rain this morning. And continue rounding this arch and this release at your own pace. Taking it slowly vertebrae by vertebrae. Thankful for the coolness, the freshness of the morning. We'll be finishing just one more cycle of our seated cat and cow. And when you're ready, we'll meet in Sukhasana with head over heart and heart over hips. And sending the rib cage out towards the right. Preparing for some seated circles, sending everything forward, to the left, and then back. Taking maybe 3 to 5 cycles or 3 to 5 circles in one direction. And when you've done about 3 to 5 circles in one direction, feel free to switch for opposite side to balance it out. Checking in, for me, it's that lower back, especially after my first week back to school. Letting go of any tension we've held on to. Sometimes we carry that in certain places of our bodies. And this practice can help us to notice so that we can release. And then returning to center when you're ready. We'll extend those legs once more. Your choice of extending all the way in what we call Dandasana or seated staff, to just gently windshield wiper the feet from side to side, or option to bring soles of the feet onto the mat and drawing the knees from side to side. I have a few friends now who have these birding apps. You can just hold your phone out, and as it listens, it identifies all the birds and gives you pictures and information of them.
That's a cardinal.
And it's really neat to see how much is around us. Sometimes we don't notice that. When you're ready, we'll send the feet behind, make our way into our tabletop position. In our neutral tabletop, we'll bring our wrists under the shoulders and knees under the hips, maybe walking up towards the top of your mat just slightly, giving us room to extend the right leg behind, right toes tucked underneath, and then just gently rocking back and forth, warming up the leg, finding and creating some length, this nice long line from the crown of the head all the way down to that back right ankle. And then we'll return right knee under the hip and extend the left leg behind. Left toes tucked underneath and just gently rocking back and forth. Again, just taking some time to warm up more of the body, maybe feeling the ankle or feeling the sole of the foot. And then returning left knee. And back into our neutral tabletop position. Once more, we'll extend that right leg behind with right toes tucked underneath. Option to just stay here, or perhaps lift the heel up towards the sky until top of the thigh is about parallel to the mat. Engaging the core, maybe even feeling feeling the shakes a little bit, that's all right. I also talk in my math class about embracing the challenge. We're going to learn to embrace the challenge. Option to extend that left arm forward if you'd like. If you'd like to return the foot down to the earth, you can also do that. So we have these opportunities for challenges, but sometimes I know for myself the challenge is like, when do I take a break? If you have that arm forward, let's take a nice inhale to lengthen. And then exhale, we'll release the palm, release the knee. Maybe add in any little movement, perhaps some hip circles. Or maybe coming off of the wrist for a moment, circling the wrist. And then when you're ready, we'll meet once more in that neutral tabletop. Wrists under the shoulders and knees under the hips. Opposite side, we'll extend the left foot behind. You can choose to stay here for the stretch, or maybe lifting the heel up towards the sky just until top of the thigh is parallel to the mat. If we'd like to add on, we can extend that right arm forward, gaze down at the mat so that our neck is a natural extension of the spine. Take a nice inhale to lengthen. And then exhale, release the palm, release the knee. Back into neutral tabletop. And maybe adding in any hip circles. Or coming off of the wrist and rotating the wrist. And then we'll all bring our big toes to touch and sending the knees out wide towards the outer edges of the mat. And sending the hips over the ankles. Making our way into a variation of child's